Here we are, part B. We're assuming you watched part A. You already heard about the loss of ground that can take place in this Mitsubishi built for General Motors cars 3.0, 3.6, 07 through 17. So that means you already have looked and you know that your motor lead right here is not burned off, and you know that your two through bolts will come out. But I didn't take you very deep inside, and at this point you're thinking, I would have liked to have seen a little more. Okay, let's go for it. Through bolts out. Motor lead loose. Solenoid loose. There we go. And I said before, don't drop this all out. You might not be happy, but we're going to let it all fall this time. Brush screws. Brush holder screws. That's the part that's going to frustrate you. There we go. You'd like to know more about this as long as you're this far. I have confidence that you will be able to put this back together. You're simply going to look inside and make sure that your bushing is not destroyed. And since your through bolts came out, it probably is just fine. If you really want to know, we'll have to take the drive shaft apart. Let's put it up where you can see. We're going to knock the retainer off of there. We're going to pull the snap ring off of there. We're going to pull the drive off, pull the drive shaft out. Now you can actually physically check your drive shaft to the bushing. Give it a wiggle. You should have a little movement, but not much. Yeah, this one is mediocre. It'll be okay. Same thing on the other end. We'd like to know the bushing on the drive end. How's it feel? Yeah, again, very adequate. Bushing on the other end of the drive shaft. How's it feel? I like it. Not hardly any movement at all. So we're willing to put some grease in those, put them back together. If you'd like, if you don't like what you see here, you could emery cloth it here. But in part C, we're going to show you how I would handle this armature to a greater degree. Okay, you've seen there. Oh, we got to look in here. You're going to have to check, are the magnets broken? If they are, you're kind of in trouble. But again, you haven't been whacking on this thing with a hammer, so they probably aren't broken. So we got a lot of goodness here. Oh, where do we begin? Well, we're going to put a little grease on this drive shaft. We're going to drop it back inside the planetary gear. We're going to grab this drive, and we did this before, right? It's got some tension here, and it locks up this way. It's not ground up or beat up on the end of the pinion. Drop it back in place. Put our keeper back in place. Don't let it fall apart. Set it up here where you can see it. Keeper, snap ring. A good squeeze. Now you might need a portion of a Delco starter. This is how I proceed. Makes it easy for me to get the snap ring over the retaining ring. 2 pliers, clicks together. Set that Delco portion apart. It's not needed here. We talked about a little light oil in part A. Yeah, here we go. We talked a little bit about these forks. We put some grease on them. And we got to get them the right direction, which in this case is here, not here. That's upside down. Got to get it the right way. There's the way it goes. A little grease in that bushing. Drop this assembly together. If you opened this up and your armature looked like someone was in there welding on the commutator, you should have stopped. But I don't think that was the case, because you would have found some other ugliness as well. Put your seal back in place. Now we talked about some dielectric grease in there because that's the noted trouble spot, losing its ground. Put the grommets back. Grab the solenoid. You need a plunger, a spring, solenoid mounting screws. You can tell I had this apart previously, can't you? There's already some fresh grease. Well, just for good measure, some grease in these bushings, which also were in good shape because we caught this before everything was destroyed because it was looking for a ground. A little bit in here. And oh, we get to the tough part now. Oh, you're not gonna be happy. How do I get these brushes held back in order to install them onto the commutator of the armature? Well, if you purchased a new one, it would have a nice ring in there holding them back for you. But since you're going to reuse this one, remember, we're not spending any money. These brushes are healthy. Lead is healthy. So I would grab a small vice grip and hold them back out of place. Not so tight that they break anything, not so loose that they fall. It's a fine process. So you need some baby vice grips. I don't think you can do it with big ones. And I don't know of another way. And you're going to say, why do you only have 3? There's 4 brushes. Well, I'm going to hold that one in with my fingers. Set that aside. Everything's ready to put back here. Saw this part before. Well, no, you didn't. We haven't did this. We kept it all together for part A. See that? Holding that one. I'm number 4. Get everything to start onto the commutator. And off go our vice grips. Everything drops in place. Put our lead on our solenoid. We got to put a little grease in here. We were happy with what we saw. On goes our comm end cover. In go our through bolts. And our brush holder screws. And our motor lead connection to the solenoid. We'll do that one by hand all the way. Zip these in. Check them. Yeah, this is Scott's torque wrench. Now, you have examined the inner workings of your starter, and I think, in this case, you have a good working piece that'll go a good long time. But that's not always the case. I invite you, I challenge you to come back for episode C, because many of you will pull this starter out, try to attempt what we've just done, and you'll run into this. Through bolts that will not come out. It means that the electricity that was trying to find a ground has welded it in place. Are you up against a stone wall? Not necessarily. It's difficult. Stick with me. It's a long go, but it can be done. Part C coming up.